Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. So on today's video, we're going to go back to looking at using alcohol inks, and I want to use the foil. And this is something that I've seen other people do, but I've never actually tried myself. So we're going to try and figure this out. So we're using the Yupo paper, alcohol inks, and the blending solution. And I like to put the blending solution down first and then drop some of the ink into it. And then very carefully, I'm going to grab my heat tool and I'm going to move around the color. The whole idea is you gotta keep it moving because you do not want to ignite the alcohol inks because they are flammable. So you want to be in a well ventilated area, and if you're going to be using your heat tool, be very careful, okay? I can't stress that enough because let me tell you, I was freaking out. I was like, I did a test one before the video because I did not want to get on here and set something on fire instead of actually creating a really pretty and interesting background. So this next one, we're going to do the same thing. I'm just putting down some of the solution, and then I'm going to take the brown alcohol ink that I have and put some down. Now on this one, I didn't put a whole lot of the ink down, and I can tell that for the most part it stayed in just like this one little spot, but I really liked what it created there, and I just wanted to add a little bit more color. And you can always reactivate it by putting on the blending solution again. So I put some more down, added some more ink, and then once again started with the heat tool to move some of that around. So that way a little bit more of the paper is covered. Now the whole key with alcohol inks, which you can do, if you get some on your mat, you can always try and like dab different areas of your paper in it and use your mat as a way to create like interesting backgrounds. But for me, I wanted to just make sure my mat was clean. My old Tim Holtz mat, you can see it's been through. So I just put down some of the blending solution, and it brings up the alcohol inks that were on it, so that way, I don't get any mystery colors if I go to do some more projects. So once it's dry to the point where some of the spots of the alcohol ink is tacky, then you're going to grab your foil sheets. And I grabbed this one. I should have cut it down some, but I got tons of sheets in that roll, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to grab it and start putting it down because I didn't want it to dry too much and then it not stick to anything. So that's what I was worried about. But all I'm doing is rubbing with my fingers. Now I do at one point start rubbing with my bone folder, but I found that sometimes you can see the motion or the direction of the bone folder, and I don't like that. So if you don't mind the look of it, go ahead. It helps get it to stick in some instances, but I would just use your hand because what you're trying to do, you're not trying to obviously cover the whole back, but anywhere where it's sticky, you want it to pull up the foil, okay? And the pretty foil side has to be facing up where you can see it. And then that way, just like how you would do a regular, if you were doing regular foiling. And what it does is it gives this really nice accents to basically your alcohol pattern background that you just created. I think it's so cool. And actually, it's making me want to get more alcohol colors because I only got the one set of 3 because I really wasn't sure if this was something that I was going to enjoy doing. I'd seen a lot of people doing and playing with the alcohol inks, but it was just like one more thing to buy, and I was trying to hold out as long as I could, but I'm so glad I finally dipped a toe in, so to speak, because this is really fun. The different techniques that people have with it is really interesting. I've seen a couple of people who have actually done heat embossing on top of the alcohol inks. So that might be something that we can try on our next video. You know, do the alcohol background and then do like your stamping on top of it with Versamark and heat emboss. I think it would be really cool. So I'm trying to show you here with the foil. Sometimes it's hard with the lighting for you to really catch the glimpses of it. So I'm not going to finish out the cards this week, but I am going to mount these to card bases so you can actually see them. The paper is basically like 5 by 7. So what I did was I wound up making cards that were 5.5 by 7.5. And then I just did 1/4 inch border for these particular cards. So they're going to sit on top of a white base or a white mat that's going to be, what is it, 5.25 by 7.25, and then on top of the card base itself. So it'll be nice. You'll see. I'll have close-ups on these at the very end, all put together. And I definitely suggest you guys, if do like I did, just get a few supplies, just the main things that you need, the blending, yeah, the alcohol blending solution, some of the alcohol inks, maybe get like 1 pack, and 1 package of the UPO paper. You don't even necessarily need the blending stumps because you can do things with it without that, unless you just really want to use them. And play with it. If you don't like it, you're not out that much and you don't have to invest further. But if you find, like me, that it's something that you really liking, you like how the colors are created or the designs are created, then go ahead and continue purchasing and grow your collection. It's something that you can do slowly, you know? You don't have to have everything all at once, but you can just, you know, test it out and then go from there. So at the very end, I'm going to have links to previous technique videos. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And of course, I will have links to scrapbookingwithme.com. Now, as of right now, I know we don't have any of the alcohol inks and the Yupo paper online, but there are other Tim Holtz products that we have on there. So I will just make sure to have a link to that and anything else that we have by Ranger, and you guys can take a look there. But like I said, I would definitely, if you get the chance, go ahead and play with them. Some of you may even have them at your house already and just don't know what to do. Give it a try. If you don't have the blending solution, you can just get regular alcohol. I think it just needs to be a higher content than your regular rubbing alcohol. All right. So thank you guys again, and I hope you have a great day.